Hi everyone, I'm going to make a card. I'm using a standard A2 size card base, but this time it's a top fold, so the measurements are 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then I have several mats for this one. I think I have 4 for each, both inside and out, because that card base is not very thick. It's supposed to be 110 pound, but it doesn't feel like it, so I like to beef it up. My mats for inside and out are the same exact size. The only difference is I think I'm going to do one die cut on the top. So the first one is 4 by 5 1/4. The second one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. The third one is 3 3/4 by 5. And then the final one is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. I have the same exact thing for the inside. Another reason I ended up with that many mats is because I couldn't decide what I wanted, so I said, let's just do all of them. I think for the top one, I'm going to stamp flowers on this and then die cut it. I think that's what I'm going to do. But we'll see. The first thing I'm going to do is put these 3 mats together, both for the inside and the outside. I'm going to leave the top one off to the side so that I can stamp my sentiments. And then I got down some stuff I haven't used in a very long time. I bought a whole bunch of bling a while back. It's been about 2 years ago, and I still have a whole bunch of bling because I started using enamel dots because they're lower profile and don't cost as much to send in the mail, and they don't get torn off really in the mail, whereas the bling is more raised and sometimes it does. At any rate, I have a bunch of it and I need to use it because having it just sitting here is not doing any good. I mean, yes, it's decoration, but that's not, I didn't buy it to decorate my crafty space. I bought it to decorate cards. Put too much and I'm just using my ATG for these. You use whatever you like. I'll probably use some wet glue somewhere along the way, and maybe a little bit of foam to pop up the sentiment part of my top mat for the outside. Words. Anyway, I really like this striped paper, and it really determined the other colors that I'm using. Because while the blue is not the same exact blue, I didn't want to put a pastel blue on a pastel peachy color or orange. So that's why I used a darker one, just for the contrast. What are we doing here? Good grief. How about on the paper? I need to have my husband build me a mount for my nicer camera, the one that he got me for Christmas a couple of years ago. It's a beautiful camera. It does beautiful video and pictures, and it hardly gets used because I don't have a mount for it to be over my desk. So I would have to use a tripod, and as clumsy as I am, I would knock the tripod over, like off the desk. So that won't work. And then I thought, well, I can try using it with it standing on the floor next to me. Well, I didn't like how that was either because I kept bumping it with my elbow. do I want to shave this side down a little bit since I put that far over? I don't know. Let's see about the outside and we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes that's how I make my adjustment. If I put my mats on too far to one side or the other and it doesn't look right to me, I just shave the card base down. And I do little bitty strips at a time so that it doesn't interfere with my mats and it still has a good frame around it. I did it again. So sometimes they end up not a traditional A2 size by the time they make it in the envelope. And you know, I said at the end of last year, a couple of months toward the end of last year, should I say, that I wasn't going to buy any more craft supplies until I worked down some of the craft supplies that I have, because I have an abundance. The only thing that I would buy would be like stamp sets, and I've held true to that, with the exception of buying these little clear, well, they're little clear dots, and I got them to use them like bubbles. I did buy those, but other than that, I have not been buying craft supplies, with the exception of stamps and the occasional dies. And I still have way too much paper, so I'm working on it. Because while it's nice to get all the newest, neatest stuff, if you can't get through all of it, and it's just being decoration, what good is that doing? That's kind of how I view it. That and most paper pads do not have original, completely original patterns in them. Yeah, they're different colors and things like that, but everything repeats, everything. So, I mean, what's the point? You know what I mean? At any rate, it is Sunday and the weather is gorgeous. We've been getting a lot of rain, which my arthritis doesn't like it, but I've always loved the rain. I love the smell of the rain and the feel. I just love everything about the rain, with the exception of how it makes me physically feel. I am going to shave this down a little bit. And I'll just open it up so that I'm not trying to cut through two layers. Which with this trimmer, it wouldn't be anything really to cut through two layers. That's better. And see, I just took off a small sliver, a little less than an eighth. I think I'm going to do this I Thought of You Today, and then this Sending Love on the inside. And I couldn't tell you where this stamp set came from because I don't remember. Because I've had it for so long. and I took it out of its original packaging a long time ago. That works. A little too heavy-handed with it, but I think it'll be okay. Now, wait a minute. Did I want to put a flower on that? Maybe I will go ahead and stamp a few of these roses on white cardstock and then color them and fussy cut them out and maybe put one up on the inside. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's see. Let's put my I Thought of You Today on first. Now, do I want to do the big one or the little one? I'm going to use the little one, remembering that I'm going to die cut that panel, so I'll lose some of these flowers. I can't believe we're already in May. It blows my mind how fast it seems time goes now that I'm older. It just blows my mind. There we go. And what I might do is I might get out some of my water-based markers and just fill the whole flower in with one solid shade of marker, and then use my color pencils to do shadowing. That's what I think I'm going to do. I think. Alright, so now I'm going to go back and do my coloring. I got to figure out which dye I want to use. This is the biggest one. And then this one is the one below it. I think I like this one. I think so. So now I'm going to die cut this panel. Then I'm going to color this stuff, and then I'll come back. So I colored up my flowers and die cut this, and I colored up the individual flowers and added some of the, I use Prismacolor color pencils because they have a richer color. I used that to shade some of these flowers. Only the orange ones, you can't really tell it. Anyway, then I used Wink of Stella on there. My goodness. And I laid this on here and thought, oh, that's just not going to work. So, I made another mat. I know, I'm ridiculous, right? I just took a piece of light blue and cut it at 3 by 4 1/4. I'm going to mat that flat. I popped this up on foam. And see, doesn't that look better? It just, I don't know, to me it looks better. So, we're going to put this guy down. And then all we have to do is add the floral mat and put our flowers on there and add our other little embellishments. This is how I end up with 9,000 mats, if you ever wanted to know. Which, I mean, you may not have, but this is how I end up with so many. Is because I've got too much adhesive right there. I think, yeah, that's what I want. And then I put it together and I look at it and go, no, something's not right. So I end up adding yet another mat. This one's kind of a lightweight one. I did put this guy down. I don't know what's going on with my throat. On some of these little flowers, I decided to add extra leaves. So what I did was I cut, well, hang on, let me stick this guy down first. These little leaves here, I just stamped out some extra ones, and then I colored them, and then fussy cut them, and just stuck them wherever it looked right to me. So I need to stop being so heavy-handed with glue. I've Got glue everywhere now. Now, do I want a pink one in here? Yeah. Just kind of nestle that into that little crook. Get those out of the way. This mess out of the way. Preferably not in the floor. I really like how these pink ones turned out. And the yellow ones turned out not so bad either. I'm not a big fan of the orange ones, so I may not use those. Let's see. Here's another yellow one. Oops. Get the rest of that off there. And I could leave it like that, but I think I want to put some bling on it since I have this popped up. And I've bought all kinds of bling from Dollar General, from Dollar Tree, online. These guys I got at Dollar Tree quite some time back. And I really like them, but I always forget to use them. Let's see. Whoops. Come back here, you. And actually, all those colors are perfect. I also have the round bling like this. And because I don't like keeping all those big packages, I just kind of cut them apart and use these little, these are like snack bags. So I just cut them apart and put them in here. That's what I don't have on here. I don't have a heart on here. My goodness, I almost forgot it. What is that about? I was talking about those clear bubbles. That's what I was talking about. or what I'm using as bubbles. I think this heart's going to be too big. Just have some small ones. I ask like you guys can answer. Sure I do. I also have these in clear, but I think I'm going to use this pink. And I have it in a deep purple as well. But we'll use a pink one. I should have done this before mounting this on foam pieces. It would have been easier. Probably smoother. You guys probably won't be able to see that, but I can see it. So there we go. I think it's cute. What do you guys think? I think it turned out adorable. And I know who I'm sending it to, so that's always a bonus, right? Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me, guys. I certainly appreciate it. I hope you all have a great day and a glorious tomorrow. Bye, guys.